Welcome to VAR and Chill, the only place where offside opinions
are always on side.
With the Premier League just a week away, that also means Fantasy Premier League is just a week away.
In today's episode, we will be doing a Fantasy Premier League draft to see which of our teams are better, and you guys will be the judge of that.
We have also created a Fantasy League on Fantasy Premier League, which you guys can go head-to-head with us. The code for the league is here on the screen, and if you're too lazy to copy it into the app itself, there'll be a link in the description so you can join on yourself.
So to start us off, we will be looking at team names.
So I went for the Verts Kept Secret. So obviously, Adidas and Liverpool are back together. So with that being, the whole slogan was the worst kept secret, and obviously I'm excited about Florian Wirtz. So I went for the Wirtz Kept Secret.
Yeah, quite nice.
Yeah, thanks.
I chose Sorry Nick Jackson, according to the song that goes, Sorry Nick Jackson. Ooh. So
good
yeah, it's a good play on.
Yeah, so now it's for you guys to judge which team is going to come out on top at the end of the season. Sorry Nick Jackson or the Wirtz Kept Secret.
So let's get into the teams now. How does your team look?
So I went for a 4-4-2 and my goalkeeper is Kelleher.
Okay.
So the reason I went for Kelleher is because he's a great keeper. We saw that last season for Liverpool. Whenever Alisson was injured, then, you know, he always stepped up and he's good at shot stopping. He's good at saving penalties. And I think he's a great overall keeper, and I think he's going to have a very good season for Brentford. So he's my keeper.
Okay. So I went for a 3-4-3 formation, and my keeper is Rob Sanchez. Look, I know he's very erratic. He has a lot of mistakes in him, but it doesn't look like Chelsea is going to sign a new goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So he will be our number one goalkeeper for the Premier League. And he was 5 million, so I just went for it.
I guess, yeah. So you don't really spend so much on a goalkeeper anyways.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So in my defense, I've went for Kirkes for Liverpool, Ait Nouri for Man City, Saliba at Arsenal, and Pedro Porro at Tottenham. So Kirkes, obviously, I went for him because I feel like it was between him or Frimpong. But I don't think Frimpong's... He's a good player, don't get me wrong, and he's showed a promising preseason. But I think that I feel like Conor Bradley has a place in the team, of course. He's not just going to be chucked out.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if Slot's going to start Frimpong or Bradley. That's why I went for him. We'll see, obviously, when the week starts, I'll make that change because they're the same price, Kirkes and Frimpong.
So would Robertson not play?
Exactly. Robertson, I don't think he's going to be starting every single game. And Tsimikas is a backup. He's a backup, and he might be on his way out as well. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But, so that's why I went for Kirkes, because I think he'll definitely be a starter in the team. Ait Nouri, he's that type of fullback that's going to run up the wing, hopefully put in some crosses, hopefully get you some assists, hopefully. Maybe a goal or two, you know. Trying to think of how Robertson and Trent were the past few seasons, why I've always had them in my team. And aside from that, City will get clean sheets. That's not a secret. So, I mean, that's why I went for him. Saliba is because I do think, as much as I obviously I don't think Arsenal are going to win the league.
Yeah.
Just throwing shade for no reason here, but they have been strong defensively. Saliba is a good defender, and for that price of his, it's not bad. Yeah. So I thought, you know what, I'll put him over Gabriel because I think Saliba is a better player. Yeah. So I went for him in my defense. And then Pedro Porro is because I think as Spurs are not going to be as bad as last season, I'm not going to say they're going to be great, but I think in terms of fullbacks, he's going to be that type of player that's going to run up, cross in a ball, also get you those assist points. Yeah. Especially with Madison now, he's out. Tore his ACL. Or I don't know if he tore it, but he has an ACL injury and he's going to be out for quite a while. They're going to need somebody else to be pushing up to get you those assists. So I went for Pedro Porro. That's my back four.
Okay. So my back three, I went with Virgil van Dijk, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and Mickey van der Ven. So obviously these are not the type of players that will get you assists. Maybe a crop up with a goal here and there from the corners.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've seen that FPL introduced this new point system for interceptions, tackles, and clearances.
Yeah.
So based off that, I mean, Van Dijk is like the powerhouse of Liverpool's defense, and he's always clearing the ball. He also crops up the odd goal here and there. And the same goes with Mickey van der Ven. Wan-Bissaka, he's that player that likes to make runs down the right, and he will crop up with an assist or two maybe.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, that's.
I think Van de Ven he's going to be crucial in that Tottenham defense next season.
Yeah.
We saw it last season. He even has that odd trouble or two. I think was it against United?
I don't know. But
I can't remember, but that mad run.
Yeah.
He's a good player, I think.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Okay. For my midfield 4, I went for Mo Salah,
Sure.
Florian Wirtz, Anthony Gordon, and Umar Marmoush. So
it's quite strong.
It's a strong move. I prioritized that midfield for me in terms other than attack, because I feel like those are the players that are going to get those assists and goals. Look, Salah, I don't need to explain myself.
Yeah, you explained it in the other video.
I've explained it multiple times how much I love the guy, and let's be real, he gets crazy points since he's joined Liverpool. He's been at the top every single season.
If you want to compete to win to whichever league that you're in,
you have to
have Salah.
You have to have Salah. So many people did it last season where they didn't put him in the scene because, it's finally the season where he's going to drop, and it was never the season that he dropped. So I'm going for Salah again. Okay. Florian Wirtz, obviously it's a 50-50. We don't know. He might be a great player, just might not get you goals and assists, which is fair, right? So from then I'll be able to see, and maybe I'll make a change within the first game week, maybe play my wild card. I guess we'll have to see when that happens. But I think from what I've seen from him in the preseason games is that he's had a very good preseason. He makes those passes through that could definitely get him assists. And I think that if he's playing all the time, obviously he's starting every game, I think he's going to be the man alongside Salah who's going to be creating those crucial chances every game. So if he can pull that off, then I think he'll do well. Then I went for Anthony Gordon because I see now with all these problems that Newcastle are facing with Isak, there's going to have to be someone that's going to be the one to create those chances and score those goals. And fine, they have some other good players, but I think that Gordon's going to be that player. I think he's going to be the player that's going to create those goals and score those goals.
He needs to be the main player for them.
He needs to be the main player for them because now with Isak, his future is not confirmed. We don't know exactly. So I think Gordon will be a good shout. And Marmoush is because I think last season when he joined, he had a good start. He started off well, and I think now is the season he's going to prove himself, and he's going to be even better than last season. And I think he's going to be the main man now with no De Bruyne. He's going to be that midfielder that's going to be spreading those passes to Haaland and etc. and anybody else to get you those assists. That's why I went for Marmoush.
Okay. So for me, I also went with Marmoush. I went with Ndiaye from Everton, and I went with Mo Salah, and the best for last, Cole Palmer.
Yes.
So with Marmoush, it was between Florian Wirtz and Marmoush. They both 8.5 million. And look, like you said, that Marmoush has a season of experience.
Yeah, he's proven himself already.
Yeah, so that's why I just chose him instead of Wirtz. Look, I might love to regret it, but let's see. With Ndiaye, I've watched him a lot at Everton, especially last season, and he's been the main player for them. He's the one that creates goals. I think he's on penalties as well.
Yeah.
So, he'll definitely get you the goals, and if Everton do want to compete for that top half, maybe, then
he's going to be the man to take them. And the thing is, obviously, you can't have ridiculous players from ridiculous teams throughout your entire team. You have to settle somewhere to bring in someone that's worth less money on the game, but also they'll do well for their team, and they'll be the man for their team to take them forward.
Yeah, for sure. And look, I went for Mo Salah because he's Mo Salah. There's nothing else I can say about that. He's expensive.
Very expensive.
I think it will be worth it. And Cole Palmer is my boy. He's such a great player at the Club World Cup. He was also shining. So I feel he won't have the season that he had last season where he was a bit good and
started off great and he was dropping a bit.
I think now because he has a lot of competition, he'll really
definitely. I even say same for me is that I feel like if Palmer does start playing ridiculously well, I'm probably going to bring him into my team.
Yeah, a lot of players.
It's just he's expensive. That's the only issue with Palmer is he is an expensive player. So I'll have to see going forward where I can make changes when I play my wild card, how I can fit him in. Yeah. Because I do have some quite expensive players, so it's a tough one. But he's definitely a player to look at for next season.
For sure.
So next up, I've gone for my two attackers. I got Mateta from Palace and João Pedro.
Okay.
So I went for Mateta because he had a good season last season. He's a proper finisher of note.
Yeah,
he's a player that doesn't mess around in front of goal. He'll get you those goals. And I think in terms of Palace, maybe they'll have some momentum winning the FA Cup. Maybe they'll be doing better this season. And he's going to be the one to score those goals. He's going to be that player that's going to put it away for them. So I think he's going to be crucial in Palace maintaining a status.
Look, I think in the long run, Arteta is a great pick. But for the first game week, they're against Chelsea.
Fair enough.
Look, I hope he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough, yeah. And then I went for João Pedro because
he's
so... I've always liked him last season. He was always such a good player. He's an exciting player to watch. And I feel like with Chelsea, we saw it in the Club World Cup. This guy was crazy when he came. And that was him not used to the squad yet.
Exactly.
That was him as a player who came in, had maybe a day or two of training, and then came in and just started begging goals for fun.
Yeah, he came in like at the semi-final.
Exactly, with all that pressure, and he scored, and he
Even
played
in the
well.
final,
It wasn't just the goals that he scored; it was his interplay with the team, along with the wingers.
You feel like he was there for like years.
Yeah, when you look at him, you think he's got the experience, and obviously he is prem proven. He showed us last season, so I think he's going to be a good striker for Chelsea. I think he's going to be the one that's going to be scoring most of Chelsea's goals next season.
Yeah, I think so.
I think with players alongside him, with Palmer, Neto, I think he's a good target man, and he has the ability to get you those finishes, create the space to get those finishes, and not just that, on his own, he can hit that dribble through and score. He has the potential.
Definitely.
So I think that's why
he's
I
not greedy as well. So like even if he gets the assist, and that's still good.
Yeah, definitely.
So I went for a front three of Dominic Solanke, Trent Larson, and João Pedro. Right. So for Solanke, Spurs are playing Burnley, their first game
week.
And I see that the few games after that aren't so bad for Spurs as well. So and Solanke is there; he needs to score goals. He's also a proven goal scorer. So it made more sense, and he's not that expensive.
Yeah.
But Trent Larson is versing City in his first game.
Yeah. Playing City in your first game is not where you prove yourself.
He's a very exciting player, and for the price as well, I think that it will be very worth it. João Pedro, you've said enough about him already.
Yeah, we spoke about him.
Yeah, look, I do feel he might even compete for top goal scorer this season. So
definitely, he has the potential to do that.
Yeah.
If he can maintain what he showed us in the Club World Cup, obviously that was 2 games. This is a whole 38-game season. But if he can maintain any bit of that, he's definitely a contender.
And he's the type of player that doesn't get injured a lot, so he'll definitely always be starting. If not, maybe he'll be starting worth the lap. We don't know how we're going to play yet, but he'll definitely be there. So,
Fair enough. Okay. So next, my bench, I've gone for Valdemarsson. Might have butchered his name, I don't know. But he's Brentford's second keeper.
Okay.
I've done that. I do that every season. Whoever my first keeper is, I play the sub keeper. So if the keeper doesn't play, the sub will come in. So I've gone for him. I went for Pirro from Leeds because he's a good substitute player. I can sub him in where if I see that one of my first team players are going to be playing a difficult team, I don't think they're going to do well. He gets immediately subbed in. He was Leeds' not just top goal scorer, he was the championship top goal scorer last season. So I brought him in. Obviously, he was cheap. So I felt like he was a good substitute player to bring in. Then I've gone for Gonzalez from Wolves and Alex Moreno from Aston Villa. Again, both substitute players. Don't think they're going to see
much of
They're not going to see much of my first team. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But that's just gone for them because they were cheap picks and I needed to make money for Salah and Wirtz and all these guys.
Look, the bench, I think that is always a bit, less than your first team, obviously. So, but for mine, I went for Dubravka, currently at Newcastle, but I've seen that Burnley want to sign him. So obviously, if Burnley sign him, he'll be a first-team goalkeeper. So whether Sanchez plays or not, Dubravka will definitely be there. Look, I might change him if he doesn't make the transfer, of course. Then I went with Marlon from Aston Villa. He was a bit cheap, and you know what? I wanted to put Morgan Rogers in there, but I couldn't afford him.
It's too expensive. I also thought about him, Morgan Rogers, but he's too expensive. Obviously, he had a good season last season. That's why his price went up, but it's just...
Look, he's expensive, and like you said, to make space for the
big names.
Players,
exactly.
Then you need to. Then I went for Goalkeeper from Brighton. There's a lot of talk about him. I'm not sure how good he is or not, but
but again, he's a bench player anyway, so you'll get to see.
So even if someone doesn't play for my first team, if he's there, he gets me points, I'm all for it. And lastly, I went for Ezri Konsa, also from Aston Villa. Also, I feel a really good defender, and just for the bench.
Yeah, fair. I think that's a fair shout. You don't think that maybe putting in Marlon over Larson in your first team, because I see you got Larson as a striker and Marlon on your bench. I think Marlon's going to be...
Yeah,
obviously, he's not going to start over Watkins, but I feel like...
Yeah, look, Marlon, he might play on the right wing. You know, I think
That's what I'm saying,
That's
yeah.
his team, but they're playing Newcastle as the first
It's
game.
a difficult first game,
It'll be
yeah.
tough, and even for Larson, Man City is tough as a first game. But if Wolves do score, Trent Larson will score.
That's true.
So that's what I'm going with.
Fair enough. So that's our Fantasy Premier League drafts going into the new season, which is a week from today. And I think the biggest shock that we have is nobody has Haaland.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's either you're going Salah or you're going Haaland. And for me, I'm going Salah.
Yeah, for me, I'm going Palmer and Salah.
Yeah,
So, but
fair enough.
I think we are, but we want to have players from our clubs that are there,
Yeah.
obviously. So, and we want to see them shine.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to be watching a City game rooting for Haaland to score
Yeah,
now
fair
because
enough,
of my
yeah.
Premier League team. You know, it's fantasy Premier League team. So, yeah.
Okay, fair.
So that's our fantasy Premier League drafts. Let us know who you think has the better team between us.
And don't forget to join our league if you want to compete against us and you think your team's better than ours.
Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.
And there'll be links down in the description to follow our Instagram, our TikTok, and our Twitter page so you can get more updates on our page. Unfiltered
Unemployed
and unbelievably entertaining.